What's the number one factor that determines dealership loyalty? Nobody ever gets this. And I wouldn't have gotten it either. Number one factor that determines dealership loyalty, not you, not to you, but to the dealership.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll see you there.
That was a presentation.
Don't say that.
Time?
Say again?
Time spent? Ratings?
No. The number one factor that determines dealership loyalty is the length of the finance contract. The shorter the finance contract, the shorter the finance contract, and I'll show you proof of this in just a second. The shorter the finance contract, the more likely the customer is to buy their next vehicle from that store. So obviously, leasing factors into that, because how many 24-month purchase contracts do you do? Or 36? Or even 48?
Well, you'd be surprised here.
So,
Yeah, we do a lot more than most.
Yeah.
well, I finance my vehicles for 24 months, okay? But that's unusual. Even 36 and 48 are both unusual. What's the average length of a finance contract in this country now, I think it's over 72? I think it's 72 plus.
Yeah.
Okay, it's crazy. But vehicles are expensive and interest rates are at 8-year highs. So,
Grab one of those for me.
One of the best
Oh, I'm sorry.
Subarus is double the average.
I would assume Subaru's a different breed.
Yeah,
Their people
double the
are
national
here.
average.
I used to think that anyone that told me their customers were different was bullshit. But
That's how you came to Subaru?
Subaru customers are different. I completely agree. All right, leasing myths. You need to drive a certain number of miles to make leasing work.
No.
How many of you believe that? It's a myth, okay? Leasing best serves customers suffering from negative equity.
Define that.
It can.
Are they rolling over a negative, or they just buy too many cars that they're always negative?
They're rolling it. I mean, I one time bought a GMC Denali that really wasn't a GMC Denali. It was a GMC Denali, a Ford Excursion, a Chevy Suburban, and a Jaguar convertible. Okay, all rolled into one. My payment was $1,400 a month, and this was 20 years ago. All right, but I finally had to eat all the negative equity. Leasing is only a remedy for a customer who can't afford the purchase payment. It can be, but it's not only for that reason. Page 3. Consumers would rather purchase than lease. Not all of them. The customer owns nothing if he or she decides to lease. Is that true?
Garbage.
It is good. Thank you.
You don't own it until you pay it off if you buy it anyway.
Thank you very much. It is garbage. In fact, when a customer leases, they actually own more than a customer who purchases.
Initially,
Not initially, but at a 3-year mark.
at the maturity date.
At 3 years, they own more than a customer owns if they purchased in 3 years, because they own options. Okay? Purchasing a vehicle provides the customer ownership. Yes, if they pay cash. Okay? If they don't pay, what percentage of your customers are paying cash here, Tim?
40%.
Real cash?
Real cash.
Like out of a checking
Right in a
account?
check. Right in a
Really?
check.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's obviously higher than
Frustrating.
most stores.
Very.
Yeah.
Once again,
Yeah.
different breed.
Okay, thank you, I got it. The residual must be high and the money factor low for a vehicle to make leasing worthwhile. It's better, but it's not necessary. Where were you working when you saw me 8 years ago?
I wasn't working in the business. I was just on YouTube.
Just on YouTube?
Like I was thinking.
I was
about it.
I was entertaining.
Yeah, we were very engaged.
Wow.
All right. If the customer's going to purchase the car at the end of the lease, it's better to just finance it from the beginning. Anthony, that's not right, is it? Good for you. Insurance premiums are higher for a leased vehicle. No. The penalties at lease turn-in make leasing even more expensive. No. Why is leasing popular in some parts of the country, yet in other parts it's seldom used as a sales tool, just as a last-ditch effort to overcome a payment objection?
Uneducated.
It's education and also sometimes government interference. All right. Consumer misunderstanding, next page. And sales team misunderstanding. What's the fix? Education of the sales team and of the consumer.